This is problem 11.1 from Chapter 11 of Brigham and Houston Fundamentals of Financial Management, Concise 9th edition. Here we're given a capital budgeting problem evaluating two mutually exclusive projects. If projects are mutually exclusive, it means you can do one or the other or neither, but you can't do both because they perform the same function. When we were looking at problem 11.9 and 11.8, where we were looking at building a potentially polluting power plant or a mine, the mitigation choice was an example of mutually exclusive. You'll either do it with mitigation or without. We're looking at project 1 or project 2. This might be, well, we're gonna build a new office in Hahira, Georgia, or we're going to build it in Cuthbert, Georgia, but we're not going to do both. All right, so we need one new office. It's either going to be here or there, but not both. When you're buying a house and you have a choice between 5 houses while you're out there shopping, you're not going to buy 2 houses because you can only live in one. So picking one house over another, a good example of mutually exclusive. All right, so a firm with a weighted average cost of capital is looking at these mutually exclusive projects. Which one would I recommend? Explain. I would calculate the net present value for both of these projects. The NPV always gives me the right answer, which is one of the reasons that finance wizards love it so much. So for a weighted average cost of capital, it's 10% for either project. So the present value of the future cash flows minus the initial outlay gives me the net present value, or the NPV in finance parlance. All right, so using the uneven cash flow function in Excel, which was poorly named, Project 1's future cash flows are worth $434 today. It costs $200 up front, and that gives me a net present value, $434.26 minus 200 of $234. Project 2 is only $40. So there's your basic no-brainer. If they're mutually exclusive, as long as the net present value, the NPV, is positive, I want to choose Project 1 because it's got the higher NPV. If we were using the IRR, which a lot of people love IRR because it's so easy to understand, the IRR is giving me the same answer. You're earning 41% on Project 1 and only 13% on Project 2. Thing is that the IRR sometimes gives you a conflicting answer when you're doing mutually exclusive. Not always, but sometimes. That's why we always go by the NPV. The golden rule is that the NPV rules. It's the best conceptually for determining which is the better of two projects.